This video here will help you to save money if you follow it. In this video, we will speak about the 3 biggest reasons why you should hire a native advertising agency. Hi everyone, my name is Marcel Sattler. I'm the founder of PurpleBlack, a native advertising only agency. What we're doing on a daily basis is we run profitable performance marketing campaigns on native advertising traffic sources like Taboola, Outbrain, Yahoo Gemini, and many more. And in this video, I want to speak with you about the 3 most common issues when people start to run native ads by themselves, or if they hire or work with some freelancers from Fiverr or Upwork or so. Because this might be a huge issue, and this video can save you thousands of dollars. First of all, let me explain my situation here. I'm the founder of a native advertising agency, so my point of view is not completely neutral, to be honest. This is just important to understand here, not just because I have an agency, but I've also seen like a lot of negative experiences from people who started to try it first with native ads. They got a bad experience, they lost a lot of money, and then they came to us. So this is my compromised experience from the last 10 years with a lot of people when they start to try native ads by themselves. First of all, important to understand is, before we dig into this topic, important to understand is that you might be familiar already with Meta ads, with Google ads, or TikTok ads, whatever. And these platforms, they have a very smart algorithm. And there are a lot of videos on YouTube. So even though you are maybe not the best technical genius, it's pretty simple to start a Meta campaign completely from scratch. I'm pretty sure if you sit down somebody in front of a computer and show some valuable YouTube videos, which is accessible completely for free, this person will manage it somehow to enable or to start some Meta ads. And if the creatives are good, it will work somehow, you know. Maybe it's not the best top-notch performance, but it will work somehow because the algorithm, the interest-based targeting is pretty smart and it will do a lot of the work. However, when we speak about native ads, you do not have this, like, let's say, this smart algorithm in the background. The big native ads traffic sources like Taboola and Outbrain, of course, they do have some algorithms in the background. However, they're not that smart by far, like, for example, Google or Meta, because these companies are way bigger than Taboola and Outbrain. So you need know-how when you start. And I say this because when you just start from scratch and try it a bit by yourself, you will lose a lot of money. You will lose way more money than a professional setup with an agency will cost you. But now let's start with the first out of 3 big major reasons why you should hire a native ads agency. The first reason is the experience. And this starts already with the conception, because maybe you are already active with Meta ads or with another platform. By the way, this is also the recommended way to start. Do not start directly with native ads, but do start with something else, like with Facebook, Meta ads, with whatever, Google ads, YouTube ads, whatever. This is usually a faster and quicker win than native ads. So that's the first thing. And you need experience to understand how the traffic sources are working, and each of them is working differently, and how native ads in general is working, because you have a different approach. You know, it's like under the radar. People do not recognize that they get advertised. And this is why native ads is so super powerful here. That's the first thing. Without this experience, you copy and paste that what you're using in your other media strategies, like for example on YouTube or like on Meta, and this will cost you a lot of money. It starts with a lot of different things. Let me just pick out a few of them. So the most common failures I see here is to try just one marketing angle. This is one huge thing. So people are starting and they think, okay, I do have a product to lose weight, and they just go straight with the approach or with the angle. This is how you can lose weight. But there are no other or different angles. Like for example, this doctor or doctors in the US recommends ABC, or hey, this is my story. I'm John. I lost with this genius, I don't know, pills, whatever product. I lost with this product 8 pounds a week, whatever, you know, try different angles. And this is a big thing, because at the end of the day, you have to try and you have to understand and read your KPIs and take data-driven decisions. Another thing is, which I see pretty often, just to try just one advertorial. And this is a huge and very expensive issue, because to change just a few things, like for example a call to action, like for example a simple headline, can improve your CTR, the click-through rate from the advertorial, from 5 or 6% to 12%, 15%, whatever. It can double it just with a simple A/B split test. And this is something significantly a lot of people are missing. And last but not least, the funnel structure itself. They do write some bad advertorials. They do put the advertorial under the same domain name. So it's a branded advertorial, not like an external advertorial, And therefore you do have a negative, or you do have like less conversion at the end of the day, because people feel advertised. It's not native anymore. And these are just the 3 biggest mistakes I see what people are doing when it comes to the lack of experience. The second biggest mistake is the media buying itself. And the media buying doesn't matter if it's like on Taboola, Outbrain, MJD, Ref Content, whatever. The media buying itself might be a complex process, because you have to understand the platform, and each platform is differently to handle. Pretty important to understand. However, if you think you are already familiar with one platform like Taboola or Outbrain, whatever, then to master this platform pretty well is still very hard, because there are different campaign types. You have to separate the device types, you have to separate the offers, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of potential risks you can do wrong. And the media buying is a huge part where you can lose a lot of money easily. And the biggest mistakes I've seen so far is to choose the wrong campaign type. And the platforms, they do have different campaign types, like for example, a conversion max campaign, something like this, like a target CPA campaign. And to start here in the beginning with a wrong setup may destroy your whole completely new native ads account here, because you'll learn the pixel in the wrong way. The data from the publishers and the data from the ads itself are useless if you're using the wrong campaign type. Another big issue is to put all devices in one campaign. So what do you do usually when it comes to native? You separate the devices. You separate, for example, or you start a separate campaign for mobile devices, you start a separate campaign for tablets, you start a separate campaign for desktop devices. And this you do because the bids are differently, and also the conversion rates are differently. And sometimes you also do have a different funnel for each device type. And if you just put everything together, you will lose a lot of money, because you will have a very high bid and you will just win every auction, but just for mobile. So long story short, you do lose a lot of money if you put all devices in one campaign. And last but not least is not using a block list, or in the other hand side, a whitelist or so. This means when you start, for example, with a completely new Taboola account, this account is usually, or the ads you start there, the campaigns you start there and the ads you're starting there, they are visible on every publisher, more or less, which is partner of Taboola. So the bad news here is Taboola does not only have like premium publishers, they also do have like, let's say, cheaper publishers. And these publishers are called push traffic. These are sometimes apps and so. And these publishers are not converting. They do cost money. They do cost way less money, but they do not convert, because these are the ads you see sometimes when you play some video games on your smartphone, to click here to continue a video. So these publishers, sometimes they have huge CTRs, but they do not convert at the end of the day. So they will cost you money, but they will not convert. And this you can only fix if you usually have a rep there, which can help you, or who can help you to use a block list and to set up the account correctly. Without using a block list, a professional agency like us will outperform you, even when you have exactly the same setup like we have, just because of using a block list. Let's hop to the third biggest mistake I see people are doing on a daily basis when they start with native ads. interpreting the KPIs wrongly or don't measure them at all. So KPIs are not just important when it comes to native advertising, but in online marketing in general. When it comes to native ads, you usually do have a longer funnel. And this funnel you have to measure. You have to measure every single funnel step. You have to measure the CTRs from your ads. This is usually done by the traffic source. But then when it comes to the advertorial, for example, and you measure or you have different A, B, C, D split tests, then you have to measure the CTR from every advertorial. You have to measure from which advertorial you have the cheapest sales, for example, when you're in e-commerce, or from which advertorial you have the most qualified leads, not the cheapest leads, but the most qualified leads. And these are the things which I see people do not measure this at all, or they interpret the data wrongly. And this is a huge pain in the ass, honestly, and a huge mistake, because without knowing your data here, it's almost impossible to optimize the funnel. So the thing is, when you start with native ads, you start with a completely broad funnel. Imagine it like this. When you start with native ads, you have like a funnel here, and you start expensive. You do start expensive. Native ads in the beginning usually is more expensive than after a conversion optimization, and the reason is simple. So here in the top it's pretty expensive, and afterwards it's getting cheaper. And let me explain you why. Because I've mentioned already, and this is, by the way, exactly vice versa, like all the other platforms are usually working, especially Facebook with meta ads. So when you start, for example, a meta ad, the ad in the beginning is super cheap, good sales, good leads. And then when you see, hey, it's working, awesome, I want to scale it up, then bam. Then it's like also the CPA is going up, and it's going up like crazy. And the thing here is, when it comes to native ads, you start broad with a broad funnel with different approaches. Okay, then you have to analyze which approach is not working. You cut off what's not working. Next step, you narrow down the funnel. Okay, which ads are not working? Which kind of ads are not working? Okay, illustrations are not working, just product pictures are not working, but portraits are working. So you cut off the things which are not working. You narrow down the funnel more. Then it comes to the advertorials. Which advertorial is working the best? Bam, okay, a user story is working the best with an amateur style layout. Bam, next step. And this is the way how you narrow down the funnel more and more. And this is why it's getting more and more profitable after a couple of days or weeks, depends on the budget here. So now we spoke about what's the difference, like why to hire an agency and why to not do it by yourself. And I do agree, there are also some other offers out there. You don't have to hire an expensive agency. You can also work with a freelancer or so. But the main thing here is, and it doesn't matter if it's like a media buyer or a native advertising expert you can find somewhere in the internet or on a platform like Fiverr or Upwork. And again, I don't have anything about those platforms, but usually a good marketer is not working there. A good marketer does not have to offer his services there for a very low price. Because honestly, when you hire us as an agency, when you hire me as an agency, we are fucking expensive. And why? Because we can deliver results. This is the thing. You buy when you hire us as an agency, you hire the experience. You hire a workforce here. We have copywriters, we have web designers, we have conversions experts, we have data analysts. We have everything here in-house, and you buy here the more or less insurance that your campaigns will get profitable very fast. This is the thing you buy. You do not get the best price with us. You do not get the cheapest price here. You do get the best bang for your buck because it's working. And that's the difference between like a freelancer, which you can hire on Fiverr or so on these platforms, or to hire a professional agency like us. And furthermore, even though you find somebody who's like good with Taboola ads or outbound ads on Fiverr or Upwork, this person usually is unable to create like the whole concept, the whole marketing angle concept, provide you the advertorials, because you do need a copywriter, obviously. I mean, we have people here in-house. They do speak the mother language of the country we are advertising in. That's the first thing. The second thing is they have a marketing background. These guys are marketing expert, but they also have a psychological background. So they do know exactly, after they do a lot of research, we are paying them to surfing on the internet and do a lot of research. And after that, they know exactly what are the pain points because of their psychological backgrounds. So they know exactly which trigger points they have to push in an advertorial that this advertorial will convert. And that's some parts of the secret sauce. That's some parts of the magic we're doing here at PurpleBlack. Long story short, in a nutshell, if you want to start with native ads, and if you are already profitable with other platforms like Meta, like Google, whatever, then native ads might be a useful next step for your business. If so, and if you're interested to working with us, then go to purple-black.com and schedule a call with one of our experts.